I think it's important for America to respect the Native American culture because they were here first. We have to know our history and know where we came from. And so much of our history was shaped by Native Americans and how we settled and how America was settled. And so respecting that and respecting the cultures here is one of the most important things. We're a country of immigrants that brought in all these new cultures to this United States. And we have to, like we demand respect of our own cultures, of our own religion, and of our own way of life, we have to respect the Native way of life just as much.
Most of our youth that come to any of our camps or programs will have self-harm marks. I'd say almost every teen over the age of 12 has some type of self-harm, and there's just no mental health services for them to access. So when teens or youth come to us with marks of self-harm, we accept them for who they are and we talk to them in a loving, caring spot so that they know that they can rely on us to come as a safe space. Some of the highest suicide rates in the world happen on this reservation. There's 3 to 7 suicide attempts per week. Suicide's the leading cause of death for people under 25 on the reservation. There are no direct services on the reservation for suicide prevention.
Some of the things that I've seen, sex trafficking is one, sexual abuse is one, physical abuse, neglect, homelessness was a big one this past year, suicide. I believe that within this past year that I know of, there were 4 completed suicides in the area, as well as I don't even know how many attempts. I think a part of it is you feel this hopelessness that happens once our kids start to realize what's going on in their homes and they really start to process it. When they're little, they grow up really fast because of what they see at home and because of what they see in their community or what their friends go through. And then I think the second it starts to become more self-aware and they can see themselves in this bigger picture is when we really start to see a lot of self-esteem, hopelessness, some more severe mental health that goes on.
The first big shock was the healthcare system. Hearing that people have to wait in from 5 in the morning till noon to try to get on dialysis every day, and seeing misdiagnoses. Someone coming back saying that they only sprained their arm, and then it turned out to be a severe break or fracture. Cancer being undiagnosed or underdiagnosed, and then taking lives a couple months later. Infant mortality rate is 4 times the national average, and the lack of actual doctors that are in the hospital, or the fact that there's only one hospital for the entire reservation. You're looking at the landmass of Connecticut. Imagine if Connecticut only had one hospital. The second biggest shock was the school system.
We don't have an education system that sets our youth up for success.
The teacher burnout rate is 8 times the national average, and so without that consistency of that leadership, it makes it really difficult for any change to happen. The dropout rate is 70.4% for reservation youth, which means there's just a whole group of people just not getting their high school degree and not able to go off to college.
In terms of social services, they're spread so thin on the reservation, and I'm completely aware of that. And so I've presented in the past some very significant evidence of child abuse or neglect or just any type of maltreatment, and nothing gets done. And I think it's because we don't have any of the resources.
There's definitely a racial tension that happens, not just in Dupree, but across and around the reservation. I've had staff persons that are Lakota, and I asked them to go to the neighboring town that's off the reservation, and is regarded as a white racist town. And I've had Lakota staff who have refused to go there because they didn't feel welcomed, or they were afraid they'd be pulled over or discriminated against. In Dupree, there's definitely some attitudes with some of the non-native residents that is palpable racism. when I've walked with some of the youth doing a walking tour of the town, when we get to the quote-unquote dividing line where the gravel and the paved roads meet, oftentimes that's where our Lakota youth will turn around and they won't follow on the tour anymore because they don't feel welcomed on that side of town.
Sometimes the perception that I get is, well, why do people choose to live that way? Why do people choose to live out here? And I don't know if it's necessarily a choice. And for some it is a choice and they want to live out here and they enjoy it. I hear people say that they wouldn't live anywhere else. And some people, they get stuck in the cycle of poverty and stuck in the cycle of their home life, and so they're here and that's all that they know and that's what they're comfortable with.
You're probably well privileged with a good life, probably going to college next year. There's no hope for none of us for that. I had an alcoholic mom and a jailbird for a dad. My dad didn't even know I was born till 3 months later. What an asshole. This was on the back of the Pine Ridge Res. I was only on the Pine Ridge Res for a year of my life. Reason why for that is because somebody decided to be really drunk and put their shit in my bottle. So I went to the hospital for alcohol poisoning when I was a year old. Totally different story. 16 through 17 I was addicted. And I got so numbed up while I was driving, I freaked out. Had a panic attack.
Had a bit of a hard life. I was raised to be just grown up like an adult. Haven't had much fun at all during my childhood.
I ever think about leaving this place. Every day I think about leaving. I think about staying all the time too.
I left the res for 2 years. Came back, left again. It's been an on and off thing ever since I was 18. I keep coming back. Don't know why.
I've always imagined myself just packing my bags and just leaving. Going somewhere and find a good job and live my rest of life somewhere than here. The money, that's the only thing stopping me. Those parents would have to be either drinking, doing all that bad stuff, the drugs, or just not paying attention to their kid.
Alcoholism, back when I was younger, wasn't that much of a problem, but since then it's become in epidemic proportions on most Indian reservations.
Drugs are getting out of hand here. Or there's 12-year-olds shooting up meth in their arms. There's 14-year-olds that are already drinking. There are kids that have to deal with abusive parents. It shouldn't be like that. There was a time when we all worked together to help each other out. What happened to that? White folks, Christianity, money. We've ruined it all.
The sexy Native American Indian maiden costume features a brown ultra suede dress. The neckline and waist are trimmed in a Native American pattern, and the bodice is ruched for a flattering silhouette. The pointed hem features loads of
The
layered
outfit
fringe.
caused
The costume
outrage,
also
criticized
includes
as an
long
offensive
fringed boot
display of
cuffs
ignorance
and a
towards
headband
Native
with a
American
feather.
tribal
Complete this
culture
look with
and
sexy
history.
tan knee-high Indian fringe boots and a Cheyenne Indian wig.
Respecting the culture on the outside? No, but they don't know. you can't really get all angry at them for wearing a headdress and, you know, like those models and stuff. They're told to do that. They're a bunch of minions. They're just uneducated.
The headdress was meant for the chief. The reason why the chief has so many feathers is because he earned all of them. It's a hard life for us Lakota people to earn that many feathers. And they think they can just dress it up and use it? No. We had to earn those feathers. I only have 4 feathers throughout my whole life. Only 4! I had to earn those in a fucking 5-year pace. They just get to wear it because it's a stupid holiday. Don't act like us. You're not us. You don't know what we've been through. You don't know how many of us died to get here. We're survivors. Can you people say the same? Ask yourself that next time you decide to put on a war bonnet or face paint. Did you suffer enough to earn that? Did you experience what we experienced? Do you understand us at all to be wearing shit like that? This is the most populated suicide area of the world? Why do you think that is? These kids, they give up hope. They don't have faith in our Lakota values because they follow the Christian way, they follow the white way, they follow moderation. Whatever they follow, that ain't our way. It fucks with them. I don't want them to be next. I don't want them to feel they're weak. Whenever right now they're stronger than me. They're the strongest things we have because they're pure and innocent. So I feel like it's a responsibility to learn our traditions and our language and teach them. If not, then we really are dead as a race. We're no longer natives. We're no longer Indians. We're Americans. I don't want to see that day. Whenever these kids lose all hope.
You have this conflict between the, between the American values, and it's difficult to go back because just to give you an example, one of our primary ceremonies, we had 7 sacred rites. One of them was the Sundance. It took 12 days. Now no one can take 12 days off if they're going to go to a Sundance, and no one would be able to be there for 12 days. But what I'm saying is that it's difficult to go back to the old way once he was raised in the dominant culture. Once you've assimilated to a point of where there's no return, and that's the problem. That's what's happened. With Christianity coming, we lost all them other values, and we become assimilated not only in the dominant society's culture, but also in the spiritual values. And so it's hard to go back.
The Lakota culture, yes, I believe it is being lost. You have to teach those core values. If you look at Christianity and the way the church goes about teaching it, a lot of things doesn't make sense. If you go back to your simple values of respect, honor, integrity, and
I've seen miracles happen. I've seen beautiful things happen right in front of me, and it was without God. Nobody prayed to God. They prayed to the ancestors, to Gashila, the first man. First Lakota man. I call him Grandpa, personally. Because he's everybody's grandpa. That's what I've heard that's what Tigashala means. It means grandpa. That's why if you ever hear kids around here call their grandpas Lala, Tigashala. Means grandpa. That's who we pray to. You see, there's a difference between Christianity and Lakota ways. Lakota ways, we don't have a hell. We don't believe in evil. We believe when we die, we go back home. To the stars. That's what we're called, star people. We just go back up to the stars after we die. And everybody's so scared of the Christian way because nobody wants to go to hell. Everybody wants to be in heaven. Not me. I'm gonna go home. Where I belong.
We're dying out, but we're trying to get it to where we're flourishing again, so. Me, I'm really trying to learn how to speak Lakota right now, so I can keep it going. Like Ate's dad, Ina's mom, Tatanka's buffalo, Peace's prairie dog, Shunka Waka, horse, Shunka dog, Igmu cat, Wanji, one, Nupa, two.
Do you know how to say
Stuff like that.
Do you know how to say welcome?
I really didn't get that far yet, so yeah. I'm also trying to learn how to draw and make some stuff, so like pouches, dream catchers.
I'm never gonna let our culture die. I'm trying to get into this Native American school for music.
You probably have no fucking idea why you're even here in the first place. And that's okay. I mean, if there are people that want to get involved with us, that's cool. Do you. I mean, I kind of respect people who admit that they fucked up, you know? I mean, even though it wasn't their fault, it was their ancestors. I wouldn't take any harshment on you. But if you're trying to be a white person, come in here and take a troll and do shit on your own terms, fuck that. I'll tell you off right off the bat. But if you're trying to come in here and you're trying to, in a peaceful manner that you are a privileged white person, try to understand us. Try to accept that what we do is a normality. Don't try to change us. You people have already done that, and you've done enough. That's all I gotta say.
Thank you.